How do you know if a movie is a real turkey?
Is there a more colorful comedian than Red?
Are G-rated movies a thing of the past?
Is serious acting Terry Garr's future?
Entertainment Tonight has a full plate for Thanksgiving Day, November 28th, 1985.
Just the way we rehearsed it.
Hello, everybody. I'm Mary Hart.
And I'm Rob Weller. Just wouldn't be Thanksgiving without holiday movies. And it wouldn't be holiday movies without money. Two biggies opened yesterday, and here are our estimates of how they fared at the box office in their first day. Rocky IV took in $5.2 million, opening yesterday on 1,325 screens. We estimate it will gross between $27 and $30 million by the end of the holiday weekend this Sunday night. And Santa Claus, the movie, took in $438,000 on 965 screens on its first day. This movie has wide children's appeal and will have big matinee business, but it's a little early to tell how it will do. Neither film has a G rating, which was once a Christmas season staple, but now is almost a thing of the past. Lisa Gibbons has that story.
When the Motion Picture Association began giving movie ratings, there were 141 G-rated movies that year. G-rated films have been on a steady decline since then, and for the 1985 rating year, there were only 11 G movies. In contrast, there were 103 R-rated movies the first rating year. Their numbers have increased, and in 1985, there were 189 R-rated movies for the year. Whatever happened to the G-rated movie? Well, today, for the most part, the studios avoid making them. Instead, they make many more films in the PG and newer PG-13 categories, suggesting parental guidance, because they're after bigger box office, and that means going for teens and young adults.
They feel a PG rating is going to draw more of that major audience between 12 and 20, and, you know, who automatically, when looking at a marquee, say, G-rated movie, I'm not going.
If you go make a G film, and it goes out and falls on its tokens and doesn't make any bucks, who's going to suffer? The producer, the financiers, and me. So you go make those, and they just don't go see them. Name me one that's been out in 15 years that has made a lot of money. So you're whipping a dead horse.
I saw Santa Claus. We did not see Santa Claus.
One studio that's stuck by the G rating is Disney. Its holiday release, One Magic Christmas, is a G film aimed at a broad family audience.
It's a movie for adults about kids and for kids about adults, and the fact is that every single one of us at some time or another believed in Santa Claus.
You will be called Santa Claus.
But even Santa's world isn't always G-rated. Santa Claus, the movie, starring Dudley Moore, received a PG instead of a G for one mild bit of violence.
One of the little boys gets captured and tied up in a basement. I mean, it's hardly violence, but that there is some sort of overpowering of the child and tying him up, you know. That's it.
Some filmmakers say a G rating is unrealistic today. The maker of Rad, scheduled for release next year and rated PG because of its language, says his movie is just a reflection of the real world.
You walk down the street, you're on the bus or wherever you're at, and you hear the language. It's there. And I think that if you don't put it in, I don't believe they're going to believe the film.
Since a G rating may mean box office death, studios are looking for creative ways to play G movies. Warner Brothers is playing its Rainbow Bright and the Star Stealer in matinee showings only to attract families and to allow theater owners the chance to play other movies at night.
We think this is possibly one answer of bringing more children's film back into the marketplace.
One vote of confidence for G-rated entertainment is coming from Atlantic Releasing, which has formed Clubhouse Pictures and hopes to form a network of family theaters around the country. Clubhouse has 5 G-rated projects for next year. The Adventures of Mark Twain, a clay animation feature, the re-release of Hey There, It's Yogi Bear, Heathcliff, the cat's first movie, The Adventures of the American Rabbit, and the GoBots movie. So the G-rated movie isn't dead, but it does carry with it a stigma that says to studios, bad box office. And some critics fear that the curse of the G rating may prevent Hollywood from making good old-fashioned family entertainment.
It doesn't need to be a G. If Hollywood is kissing off the G, this may not be a bad thing. If they're kissing off the family movie, that's another matter.
Lisa Gibbons, Entertainment Tonight.
What the Huxtables are to the 80s, the Andersons were to the 50s and 60s. Father Knows Best won 6 Emmys and was still on top when it went off the air in April of 1963. Gene Rodney, producer of Father Knows Best, died Tuesday in a Los Angeles hospital. He was 87.
It turned out to be a very special day for 2 NBC stars, but for the network itself, it didn't start out too well. It rained on Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade. One of the stars of the parade was Felicia Ayres Allen, who received an unusual Thanksgiving Day surprise from boyfriend, NBC sports announcer Ahmad Rashad, on a nationally televised NFL pregame show.
There's a lady that I'm in love with, and you know the lady as Claire Huxtable on The Cosby Show. What I'd like you to do is dispatch somebody. She's there in New York at the Macy's Day Parade. Now, this isn't all serious now. I would like to send this message to her. Felicia, would you marry me? Would you get back to me, Bobby, on that answer?
You're not kidding, are you, Ahmad?
I am dead serious.
You have proposed on national television to Felicia Ayres Allen, is that right?
Either I will be the happiest person in the world or the biggest turkey on national television.
But you'll be happy to learn that Felicia Ayres Allen, Claire Huxtable of The Cosby Show, is ready with her answer. Felicia?
Yes.
Yes?
Yes.
I'm cool. But you know, I'm starting to feel some of that momentum that the Detroit Lions have out there. I guess in my best Dick Enberg impression, oh my.
And I guess congratulations are in order. Little has changed in America since the first Thanksgiving holiday was celebrated in 1621. As our Pilgrim forefathers intended, we still sit in front of the TV set watching pro football games and prepare to go Christmas shopping. Sure to be a popular stocking stuffer this year, a signed limited edition of Texas, James Michener's bestseller, bound in buffalo hide and available for a mere $2,000 a copy.
When we come back, Rona Barrett reviews the TV movie John and Yoko, a love story, plus a visit with Terry Garr and a salute to Red Skelton.
Here's the ET Digest for Thanksgiving Day, Thursday, November 28th. In concert, B.B. King at the Columbus Convention and Trade Center in Columbus, Georgia. And celebrating birthdays today, Alexander Goodenough, 36. Randy Newman is 42. Hope Lang, 52. And Barry Gordy Jr., 56.
I'm about to wash away a whole day's worth of aging. You can, you know, with Olay Beauty Cleanser. Olay Beauty Cleanser goes beyond surface stuff like dirt and makeup, right to the day's buildup of dull, dry skin, and gently lifts it clean away. With no greasy residue. I'm not a day younger, but I've got a glow that says different.
Wash away a day's aging every day with new Olay Beauty Cleanser.
Hello, Deli.
Now get all your deli favorites.
Well, hello, Deli.
In new Oscar Mayer Select Slices.
Oscar Mayer put deli taste where it belongs. Smoked turkey breast, fellas and all the rest. Fellas.
9 select slices like corned beef and pastrami.
So take a bite, fellas. Oscar Mayer's got it right, fellas.
Deli taste is here today.
Deli taste the whole new way.
Deli will never be the same again.
Integrity. It's the measure of sincerity and the setting for confidence. And with this confidence comes the assurance of candor, honesty, and the uncompromising adherence to quality. Integrity. It's just part of our VIP commitment to you from one of the world's leading jewelers, Service Merchandise, your fine jewelry store.
This year, Disney has created one magic Christmas.
Do you believe in magic?
The critics do. Newhouse newspaper says One Magic Christmas is destined to become a Yuletide classic. It touches the heart, says Newsweek. And Entertainment Tonight calls it a holiday treat. This season, share the special magic.
Merry Christmas.
Disney's One Magic Christmas. Rated G.
Now at a theater near you. Check newspaper for listings.
175 syndicated cartoonists used their Thanksgiving Day comic strips for anti-famine messages instead of the normal Turkey Day fare. There's a coupon on the comic pages you can use to send money, and there will also be a book, proceeds to go to USA for Africa. Like all efforts involving so many varied talents, some offered a poignant message and some didn't. As usual, Peanuts showed the way. Linus says, "Are you going to have a big Thanksgiving dinner, Charlie Brown?" Charlie Brown, "I suppose so. Big dinners don't really interest me. I've never thought that much about eating." And Snoopy says, "You do when your dish is empty."
Timing isn't always everything. Boomtown rat Bob Geldof, organizer of the Live Aid rock concert, who was saluted earlier this week with an award for his leadership in the campaign to feed the starving, has just been dropped by Columbia Records. A spokesperson for Geldof says the musician has other offers and will soon sign with another label.
John and Yoko, A Love Story, airs Monday night on NBC, and senior correspondent Rona Barrett has a review of the TV movie based on the lives of one of popular culture's best-known couples. Rona?
Thank you, Mary. Hope you had a nice turkey today, and hello, everyone. Hope your Thanksgiving was fine, too. John and Yoko, A Love Story, is essentially the tale of two opposites. John Lennon was a rebel from a lower-middle-class home in England who made musical history with the Beatles. Yoko Ono was the daughter of a Japanese banker who carved a name for herself in modern art before she met Lennon. The story of their coming together is forged in the social and political turmoil of the 60s and 70s. As the telefilm opens, it is 1966, and protests against the Vietnam War are mounting. Lennon, played by Mark McGann, meets Yoko Ono in a London art gallery. Soon Ono, Kim Miori, is urging him to make his music stand for more than wanting to hold someone's hand. The relationship quickly grows, costing them not only their respective marriages, but Lennon's partnership in the Beatles. Once John and Yoko break free, their problems are not over. She suffers 2 miscarriages. Her ex-husband kidnaps their daughter, and they move to New York after a drug bust in England. For urging President Nixon and others to give peace a chance in the 70s, they are put under surveillance by the FBI. Finally, the pressure takes its toll on their marriage.
The world won't accept us as partners, no matter how we try. Maybe we need to be apart to breathe.
Where would I go? I can't even leave the country.
After that breach, John and Yoko start over. The relationship enriched by the birth of their son, Sean, and John's return to the recording studio after a long period as a house husband. And then a young man with a gun kills their dream. Such a highly dramatic story could not fail to have its moments, and this one does, thanks to the expert acting of Mark McGann and Kim Miori. But writer-director Sandra Stern never really scratches beneath the surface of these two complex individuals who attempted a unique union of music, art, and politics. All the headline-grabbing action is recounted, but nothing significant between the lines is ever revealed. Perhaps that's because Ono had some editorial input in this effort. Perhaps writer-director Stern just didn't dig deep enough. My guess is that John Lennon would have been offended by such a whitewashed version of a very important part of his life. Rob?
Okay, Rona, thank you very much. Intimate Strangers is another TV movie with a dramatic theme. It stars Terry Garr, an Academy Award-nominated actress best known for her comedy roles.
United States Marine Corps would like to welcome you home, ma'am.
Thank you.
Terry Garr stars in the TV movie Intimate Strangers as a nurse taken prisoner while serving during the Vietnam War. She's now returning to her home and family after spending 9 years as a POW.
I like to always see parts for women that are similar to parts for men. Most of the things that you've seen about Vietnam vets and stuff have been about men. So this is a Vietnam vet that's a woman. I like that part about it. There's a cage over there that I used to live in, and it exists. It's real. And it will always exist. Because I will never forget it as long as I live. It's just very moving stuff. So I don't know, I'm kind of excited to try it and see what it's like, because just tapping into those feelings of my own, I'm so surprised at the patriotic stuff it's mustering up in me.
Complicating the storyline is the fact that Gar's character is accompanied home by a child she bore in prison as a result of rape, a fact she is unable to tell her husband, played by Stacy Keach.
I'm sorry.
What is it?
Though she is not exactly a stranger to dramatic roles, most people associate Teri Garr with comedy.
It just seems like everything that I've gotten that has been hit movies has been comedy, and that the serious things that I've been in haven't been hit movies, so that therefore they go, oh yeah, she's the comedy actress. But I like to think of myself as versatile, but it doesn't matter what I think of myself as, does it?
Intimate Strangers is scheduled to air on CBS early next year. It was filmed entirely on location in Jacksonville, Florida, which, for the most part, Garr found a pleasant experience.
It's great, except that right now, it's like this entire interview is being filmed in 100-mile-an-hour wind that's going right into my face. And I am like this. Yes? Well, it's fine. Are you there?
A salute to laughter and to Red Skelton on Masters of Comedy when we return.
Kids grow up so fast these days, and
we're expected to keep up and cope by capturing each memorable moment on film.
That's why we bought the new Olympus Quick Shooter, you point.
You shoot simple. I'll explain this part. Olympus calls it the Quick Shooter because it's the world's quickest 35mm flash camera. Recycles every second and a half, keeps flashing up to 5 years, and avoids those awful words. Wait, the flash isn't ready yet. It's autofocus, auto advance, auto exposure, auto rewind.
Auto everything.
With Olympus, the flick is quick, so we won't miss a trick.
Look, baby's taking her first steps. Sure takes after you.
Another memorable moment, thanks to
Olympus Quick Shooter. Even quicker than you know who.
Burger King now begins a nationwide search for Herb, the one man who's never tasted a Burger King burger.
Herb was never what you'd call...
normal. Herb has never learned to love flame broiling instead of frying.
Herb was unusual. Herb was different.
Herb has never enjoyed this sizzling Whopper.
Pull yourself together.
Herb, wherever you are, start asking yourself, aren't you hungry for Burger King, Herb?
You've got to hurry to catch your Toyota dealer's first big 86 sales event, the Toyota Thanksgiving Value Parade. He wants to deal on every Toyota in stock, a big selection. So come in now and make the best deal on the Toyota you want. And incentives to dealers on selected models could save you money. But hurry, your Toyota dealer has a good selection in stock now and wants to deal now during his Thanksgiving Value Parade. Who could ask for anything more?
Excitement grips the city as Filene's Basement gets ready for their most exciting holiday sale ever. You'll find unbelievable bargains in every department, like men's cashmere sweaters, $65, Harris tweed sport coats, $80, silk dresses, $48, ladies' leather boots from fine retail stores, $88, Seiko watches, $59, Gadro and Hummel figurines, and much more. In Boston only, the latest furs from Canada's finest furrier. Check your paper for more value-packed items. Doors open Friday at 8 a.m. at all Filene's Basement stores. Don't miss it.
Tim Conway has the perfect credentials for hosting our Masters of Comedy series, a long run on television, and his new comedy feature, The Long Shot, which opens in theaters this January. Today, our final installment in the series, Red Skelton.
Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you very much. You're wonderful. It's just the way we rehearsed it.
You know, I think one of the things that made Red Skelton so enjoyable was the fact that Red actually enjoyed his own act. He had no qualms about laughing along with himself. He was the kind of comedian who believed that why should the comic be the only guy not laughing? So at this time, I would like to do some of the famous characters that Red Skelton did. So
bring me my hat, would you?
Yeah, just a minute, Red. I just want to do Clem Cadiddlehopper because this is one of my favorites now.
Would you bring me my hat, please? New here, huh?
Sorry. I could have done it.
You ain't gonna be old. I got a joke for you. Now, I write a lot of children's books, and two of my characters that are quite famous is Gertrude and Heathcliff, the two seagulls. See? Oh, thank you very much, both of you. They're flying. She said, "Did you hear what happened to Willie the Duck?" He says, "No." That's the way they talk. No. What happened to Willie the Duck? Said he flew upside down and quacked up.
I gotta walk out on the stage sometimes, my legs will hurt me real bad.
But the audience don't know that half the time I'm out on stage, I'm under the influence of money.
Here's one for you. You belong to the Stomach Club? No. Then turn in your belly button.
Skelton made his first mark on the vaudeville stage. His antics landed him on radio in the 30s and finally into films in the 40s and 50s.
Who are you?
I am the Fox.
His first movie, Whistling in the Dark, he got great reviews in which he played a radio performer, a radio detective who actually got involved in a real murder case, and he had to solve it. It's an old format, but it was a tremendous hit.
It was television that truly made Red a superstar. Millions of viewers remember Freddie the Freeloader, San Fernando Red, and
Clem Diddlehopper, you know, he's sort of a half-wit idiot thing, you know. And I was invited to the White House when Carter was in office, and I did Clem Diddlehopper, and he took it personal.
He, very much like myself, believes that he was never more than 9 years old. But his childlike tendencies, his childlike thinking, helped him get into those characters with the kind of mischief that had to make you laugh. And he had the great ability to get his audience thinking they're watching a little mischievous kid.
I look forward to pretending all the time. And I love people. I love children, love elderly people. We're all children at heart, basically.
I really feel good. I feel good. I found a great way to start the day. You go back to bed. But every afternoon I have aerobic naps. Hey, you want to do something? When your neighbors are watching you out in the backyard, you want them to make them think you're doing aerobics, you know? You put your hands back like this, see? And you get a good hold. And you stand there like this.
Well, that's it. Masters of Comedy. And thank you very much for joining me and the Masters. And after looking at these guys, I realized that I'll probably have to go back to school for a while, so I'll be on my way.
Oh, wait a minute. Come on back here, Tim. We want to thank him for hosting our Masters of Comedy series. He's a master himself, after all. We'll be right back. Coming up tomorrow on Entertainment Tonight, Roger Daltrey and Mary Fran.
And check out your local listings for time and station as Entertainment This Week checks out the busy entertainment week ahead.
Plus, Sally Field and James Garner.
A behind-the-scenes report on General Hospital.
Rona Barrett with Ellen Burstyn.
And Barbara Hauer with part 2 of her interview with Yoko Ono.
This weekend, all on Entertainment This Week.
Drinking Sprite, huh? You know 7-Up has no caffeine.
Sprite has no caffeine.
7-Up has no artificial colors or flavors.
Neither does Sprite. And Sprite tastes better than 7-Up. They proved it in a taste test where more people chose the great lime and taste of Sprite. Check.
I will. You know, I just made a very smart move.
The winning taste of Sprite.
Could Raisa Gorbachev be the most influential Russian woman since Catherine the Great? This week's People asks that question and offers an answer. People celebrates people, like Mrs. Gorbachev meeting Nancy Reagan, Liz Taylor, and Joan Rivers, surprising co-hostesses, Diane Carroll and Vic Damone singing their love, and much, much more. Every week, People's a celebration of the people you'll be talking about next. Week after week, People celebrates people. This week, Raisa's cover story.
Hello. Time for winter boots again. You know, the ones that make you look like Bigfoot. Normally, a grown man can't get excited about these things, but if they're built like these, have style for men, women, and children, save you lots of money, and come from Tom McCann.
Tom McCann, a shoe store for people who love shoes and great sales. Sale ends December 1st.
What's inside a jar of Kretschmer wheat germ? Kretschmer wheat germ. Added to your diet, added to your life.
This is a day of American tradition, and Leonard Maltin has a tradition of his own.
It used to be that calling a film a turkey was an insult. Nowadays, there's actually an audience for some of the worst movies ever made. Well, whether you want to watch them or avoid them, I thought I'd give you some pointers on how to spot those incredible movie turkeys.
A midget cowboy is usually a sign of disaster.
I'm the terror of Tiny Town.
So are singing Siamese twins.
Never say you'll never fall in love.
Look out for an aging Bela Lugosi. And never, ever watch a movie with a giant rubber squid. There are many different kinds of movie turkeys.
And there are hundreds of them coming up, new ones every day.
Don't I know it? But I also know to beware of any movie psychiatrist with a funny mustache.
Only the infinity of the depths of a man's mind can really tell the story.
So, let's review the telltale signs. Midget cowboys, singing Siamese, late Lugosi, rubber squids, and strange-looking shrinks. They're the stuffing you'll find in a bona fide movie turkey.
Yes, in cold, technical language, that's the word.
Leonard Maltin, Entertainment Tonight.
We will see you tomorrow.
We hope that you've had a wonderful Thanksgiving. Along with all of you, all of us at Entertainment Tonight have a lot to be thankful for as well. We're going to close with Ray Charles.
Bye-bye.
I'm talking about America, sweet America. You know, God done shed his grace on thee. He crowned thy good. Yes, he did. Heavy brotherhood from